Hey folks, today we've got a special thing for you guys. I'm going to do a cigar review for the ACC Special Edition 12-year cigar. This is, I believe, I'd have to guess at it, but it looks like it's like 6x52 size. It's a 12-year aged tobacco blend. I'm not really sure what the blend actually consists of, but once I get that information, we'll pop that in the video feed information for you guys down below. The maker is ACC Cigar Company, the same fine folks who make Don Cervantes and Propio. They tend to make my favorite cigar, which is the Tres Maduro and the Masterpiece Platinum. Among other blends of theirs include Propio Leon, the Diamante, which I'll be reviewing soon for you guys, and also Masterpiece Blue, Gold, and Black. So those are just some of the fine cigars they've got out there. The particularly interesting thing about this cigar is the band has been well taken care of and crafted to fit the entire length of most of the cigar. So let's get started. Light notes there in the beginning. I'm going to set you down over here. By the way, we are pairing this today with a glass of Larceny straight bourbon. I believe the flavors will complement nicely with the cigar in question. Let's get started. Much better. Now the sun is really coming down on us, of course, and this is not going to be a review of the entire cigar because I've got 2 hours of this, and while my iPhone has enough capacity for that, we're not going to go that far in. But I wanted to go ahead and put a point out there because ACC cigars are known for consistency and quality, and in many cases, with everything I've smoked of theirs, complexity. So, starting off with just this particular first few puffs. We get a nice bunch of smoke from both the cigar itself and, of course, the ash is nice and tight and white due to their entubado rolling method. I'm tasting really nice leather notes off the top of the cigar to begin with. We're going into more wonderful smoke, of course, and a lot more aggressive leather notes with a little bit of spice on the back end right there, and probably from what I would consider a medium finish or a medium strength cigar. Just a great product all around, basically. I kind of can't say enough good about these guys, to be honest, and they are one of my favorites. And again, look at that band. Yeah, tighter leather notes coming across this particular cigar. So we're going to cut back for a bit, and I'm going to smoke this first third and let you guys know how it changes up, if it does, and what happens. So I'll see you guys in a few. This will be a 3-part video, unfortunately, because I don't have the capacity to put them together on my iPhone yet. See you guys in a bit. Wanted to take a second or so to tell you about the burn and the ash. Look at that ash on the cigar. It's almost razor straight, and the only reason it's not so is my method of lighting could use some work. But we're coming into the second third of the cigar shortly, but for now, just taking a few more puffs off of it. We still have that glorious plume of smoke coming out with a little bit of blue in the actual smoke itself. I'm not sure if you guys can see that coming from the cigar itself or my front yard. Anyway, the leather has lessened in its aggressiveness and given way to typical notes of cedar, followed by a little bit of spice on the back end. It's just at the back of your throat. It's not annoying or obnoxious. It's actually quite pleasant. Reminds me very much of the Corojo leaves, only pared down tremendously in terms of intensity and flavor. But overall, so far I'm really enjoying this stick. So we'll see you guys in a few more minutes when the band has to come off, because it's getting to be that point. Alright folks, just wanted to show you close up one more time of the cigar band off the ACC Special Edition 12. Every single one of those, from what I remember, is laser cut and then applied meticulously to the cigar itself. I left the 12-year band on just because why not? Now that we're into the first third of the cigar, the flavors have mellowed a bit. Still glorious amounts of smoke, as you can see. But it's tasting pretty good so far. Definitely well worth the money spent on these particular sticks. And of course the sun's coming out now. Welcome to Georgia, by the way, if you're not familiar with where I'm sticking around for the moment. Let's see if we can do this. That help. Yeah, there we go. I think. Yeah. Just enjoying the stick. You know, we get a lot of interesting weather out here, and one of the nice things is being able to be in this particular smoking deck. I can actually enjoy cigars even when the weather turns less than nice. I've been, I guess, a little bit of background about not just this cigar, but the ACC Cigar Company. I've known them for about 4 or 5 years now, and have smoked and reviewed numerous cigars from them, including the Tres Maduro, Masterpiece Platinum, Masterpiece Gold. At one point I'd smoked the Masterpiece Blue, but to be honest with you, it's not a cigar for me. It's one of those that's really, really, really mild, and I'm not even sure Max makes them anymore, honestly, but they're for a clientele who does not have the specialized knowledge in cigars that someone like myself, or maybe Max or whomever does, or for the folks who smoke occasionally and don't wish to go from not smoking to straight into the harsh world of Cuban-style tobaccos. The ACC factory is in Ecuador, and at some point I hope to have video visiting down there because I'm looking forward to going to see Max's new factory. I have a website that is currently inactive, but we're going to be reviving that one pretty soon. It's whitewolfindulgence.wordpress.com, where we set up reviews for not just cigars, but wine in particular. There's some notes on a number of scotches ranging on the Balvenie line. There is notes on the cognac tasting I attended with my former significant other a few years ago. Chock full of good information. We're going to go ahead and re-up it and get back to what it is I love doing, which is sharing you guys this knowledge about these particular products. So, going to go ahead and sign off now. Let this get into the second third finally and formally. The ash itself, by the way, it fell off because I moved wrong. Otherwise, it would still be holding on. Because of the entubado rolling method, the cigars actually have the ability to, in a lot of cases, depending on how they're lit, my skill is not so top-notch, stand literally on their ash. The only other cigars that I've seen that can do that are the nubs, because they're so short, and they're kind of fat because that's what they do. But other than that, I've got a picture of the Presidente that ACC puts out under the Don Cervantes line. And I'll put a picture of that in a blog post where this video goes so you guys can see just how incredibly awesome the construction on these cigars is. Until, I guess, about another 25 minutes or so on this particular bit, you can see it's burning slow. Not really a whole lot of smoke coming from it. Unless I puff on it. Now the change has started to pick up as well. We've got a little bit more on the cedar leather, or cedar woodsy, with the cedar, or the leather coming back into play. I'm sorry, I don't know why I keep saying cedar. Coming back into play for this particular cigar. So if you enjoy those flavors, this is definitely a stick for you. It doesn't have that spicy pepper kick that oftentimes accompanies a cedary, leathery cigar. Something like Don Pepin Garcia's sticks, which I absolutely love for the value and that they offer, tend to go with that cedar, leather, pepper kick, and this is leather and wood and smooth overall. There is some dulled spice in the background, but I can't identify it yet, but I'll get you guys notes as soon as. See you in a few. Alright folks, we're getting into the second third, definitely deep into the second third on this ACC Special Edition, and sorry I can't hold the camera still. Anyway, the flavors are coming across pretty solid and consistent the whole way through. The leather has definitely softened up somewhat. I will say that it does kick in a little bit more with some spice, courtesy of the Larceny bourbon. That adds a nice touch to it, along with enhancing those flavors, those spices that I'd said earlier that were kind of, mold is the wrong word, but that's the one I'll use for the time being. At any rate, it's still a great stick. Still got some good smoke to it. It's got a really good burn. The draw is almost perfect in my opinion. I don't really pay much attention to the draw unless it's blatantly obvious, but I'm not having to work really hard for the draw on this at all. And it does give me those extra nice flavors that I talked about earlier in the video preceding this. So we're going to go ahead and call it now as far as the review video. The review is over with. But if anything changes on that last third, like I know they're apt to do, I will let you guys know definitely, either in the notes below or on the video within the video itself. I would like to add that one of the things that to me is unique about this cigar, it's missing, is that every cigar I've smoked out of Don Cervantes or Proprio, or even these were the La Viña edition cigars for a while, always had a unique scent that was identifiable. Anywhere I walked into a room and could smell them, I could smell that you were smoking one of Max's cigars. It had this pleasant sweetness to it because the founder or the owner of the company has a thing for chocolate, and that's kind of what I picked up, that Hershey cocoa sweetness on the actual room note of the cigar itself, along with, in particularly the Tres Maduro and the Masterpiece Platinum. Those cigars held that very well. The pie, for example, has it at the back of the cigar when you're almost done. The Masterpiece Gold had it at the back end as well, because they just weren't prominent in terms of the Maduro content in here, or the Ligero blend, or anything like that. So, yeah. Now the spice picks up a little bit on the front of the tongue. One of these days I'll learn to retrohale and give you more of a detailed report on those particular things. But I want to say, for the money that you're going to spend on a cigar like this, and this is one of those that belongs in the top 10 expensive cigars of the world, or luxury cigars, it's well worth it. You will smoke one of these and not be disappointed at all. Until next time, long ashes from White Wolf Indulgence. Cheers. So this is the last bit of the ACC Special Edition 12-year. As you can see, it's nubbing quite nicely, and I am going to be nubbing this cigar because it is a hell of a stick. Now, the flavor profile has greatly diminished and smoothed out, so those leather notes are there, but not so much in the front as they are in the back. Now, and we have a smoothness that finishes the cigar out. So I'm going to go ahead and enjoy this for what it's worth. Both bands are off, of course, as you can see. And I'm going to go with, once again, another hellacious cigar from the folks at ACC Cigars. If you see them in the stores or shops, or get a chance to meet Max at an event that he should be starting to do at some point in the future in possibly San Francisco, check them out. They are on the pricey side, but they are well worth the money spent. They will provide you with a superlative smoking experience. So, again, White Wolf Indulgence, I'm out, folks. Cheers.